But people like, for example, they have fears and phobias. And most people either have them or know people with them, and they often don't like that fear or phobia, and they react to it. If it's a fear of heights, for example, and you mention heights to them, they often get nervous or that feeling in their stomach, a reaction. But when you tell them to stop thinking about it, they often don't, because it's in their subconscious, just like the memory of a lemon, except you don't know what that fear or phobia was caused from. Good example about imagination. A fellow I worked with a few years ago came to a session, one-on-one session, and he had a very, very strong fear of heights. Now, his fear was so bad that he could not step on the third step of a stepladder without getting the sweats, the butterflies, that type of thing. So that's the difference between a fear of and a respect for heights. So when we're doing the session, I simply said to him, go to a past life that'll explain your concern with your fear of heights. Boom. Immediately he saw himself in his mind standing on a cliff, being pushed off of it by another male. We determined roughly by the process that it looked like about 200 years ago. Now, as we're talking, and this is how the session works, I'm talking back and forth, you're totally there, you do not disappear. That's another thing I like to mention, is a lot of people think they disappear. No, you don't. If you disappeared, I wouldn't be able to work with you. You wouldn't be able to hear me. No, you don't. You just go into deep hypnosis, which is only relaxation. You're totally aware. So he was saying, as we're talking, I think this is my imagination. So I said, that's okay, just tell me what you see. So as we're talking, all of a sudden he goes, whoa, I can talk about it. And it's not bothering me. Because remember I mentioned earlier, people with a strong fear often can't talk about it without a reaction. So they stop talking about it. He noticed that it was not bothering him now. So I said, fine. Plus we worked on a couple other things. When we did finish the session, I do a little bit of synopsis with them. I said, how is your fear of heights feeling now? He says, it's not bothering me whatsoever. In fact, I feel it's gone. And I said, okay, but you weren't sure though if it was your imagination or past lives. Is that correct? And he says, yes, that's correct. So I said, who cares? Because if you're not sure if it's imagination or past lives, but the effect is gone, then it doesn't really matter. I said, how long have you had this fear of heights? And he said, well, about 30 years. And I said, I bet you any money this has probably affected your social life. He said, you better believe it. His family, he couldn't go to Disneyland with them, couldn't go skiing with them. So things like fears and phobias are a problem and often screw up people's social lives. So it's nice that he now no longer has that fear of heights. Because this is what happens when I do sessions with people, generally in that one, maybe two sessions, fears, phobias disappear.